Hey, it's Winifred Summer, and welcome to part two. This is me walking as I make my way to my vendor booth. This is my first time being a book vendor. So, in video one, I talked about the things that I brought with me to put in my booth and why they were important. And I must say, my first time was an absolute success. This is footage that I took as I was making my way to the booth. I'm at the Gaylord Resort and Hotel in National Harbor, Maryland. If you're from the DMV, I'm pretty certain that you've heard of it because it's kind of a big deal. So I'm walking around admiring, the architecture and just all the details that make the building so incredible. I stayed at the Gaylord once upon a time many years ago just for one night. It's pretty pricey. I think there was a Groupon or something like that that cut the price in half. So I was able to experience all that it has to offer. There is all types of fine dining, entertainment. During the summer, you can watch movies by the water. There are bands that come and play live by the water. There's all kinds of shopping. There's a spa, all types of floors. And I believe there's a nightclub at the very top of the building. I remember that. So it's definitely a good time and you should check it out. Shout out to Mahogany Books, which is a Black-owned bookstore at the National Harbor. So what you came here to see is the vendor event itself. This is the space, Exhibit A and B. I'm pretty proud of myself for being able to hold the camera because as I am walking, I have a box of books in my arms. I have a backpack on with all types of props and materials. I also have my purse and I'm just trucking along trying to find the booth. There were small businesses, big businesses, and everything in between. And people were selling all kinds of things. It wasn't just books. It was clothes, body oils, body scrubs, soaps, body butters, jewelry. So it was nice to see so many different types of businesses. This is the back area where people could sit. During this time that I'm recording, it is early, so people are setting up and kind of just positioning themselves at their station. So that's why you don't see people walking around. This is because the doors literally had just opened maybe 20 minutes prior. And this vendor event was part of a big convention, so there were actual courses going on, and then they would have breaks where they could come out. This is my booth. So I shared a table with a wonderful woman. Her name is Michelle Petties. Shout out to Michelle. She's the one who let me participate alongside her. So I had half of a table, okay? But let me tell you, even with that half of a table, I made it do what it do. All the things on my table I talked about in depth in video number one. So again, if you haven't been able to check that out, please check that out. I was able to make a significant number of sales and walk out there with some money. So definitely don't sleep. Don't think just because you have a smaller table and even the place where you're stationed. So what you can't see right now, what you will see is the table is facing a wall, like literally a wall, and it's in a corner. So if you didn't even walk past that way, you would have no idea that there were a couple tables back there and you wouldn't be able to see me. See, so this is what my view was, a view of a wall. And I was standing in front of banners of other people that were selling other books. And there's my little edit right there. I had to cut that out. Shout out to Michelle. Much love to Michelle. So yeah, this is me walking around, passing out business cards, mix and mingle as we wait for people to come. Got to know some really great folks out there that I will remain in contact with for sure. I thought those pens were so gorgeous. I remember asking her like, hey, can I record this? And she's like, sure. And at the end, there was a little workout session, which I thought was really cool. And that's a nutritionist and fitness instructor right there. So it was all kinds of services. That's me in the end, all smiles. The event was successful. I was able to make some sales. Thank you for checking out my video. If you're doing a vendor event soon, I wish you much success and prepare for part 3.